week's news from the tubes and F5 Live is proudly powered by Malwarebytes. Whether you use a PC, a Mac, or a mobile device, Malwarebytes Premium is the company's strongest protection ever. It fights threats that traditional antivirus software can't stop, plus it blocks standard threats like worms, dialers, rootkits, and a whole lot more. Use your computer and mobile device with confidence and peace of mind. To learn more and to get a special price, you can go to f5live.tv/malwarebytes. Oh, the crypto winter is still upon us, and it's getting weirder. This week, FTX, which on Monday was the third largest crypto exchange in the world, went away. Today, it is no longer. It is no more. It is gone. Monday, it was number 3 in the world. Today, it is gone. And in fact, Wednesday, it was gone. Monday, it was the largest. Wednesday, it was gone. Now, why are we talking about this? Because it has been absolute chaos since the week began on Monday. It was announced, I believe late on Monday, that the company was essentially insolvent. That was about all they said. We don't have a whole lot of cash on hand. We can probably buy lunch today. Obviously, that's not what they said. But they basically said, we can buy lunch today, and I don't know if we can tomorrow. So Binance, the largest crypto exchange in the world, said that they would acquire the company on Monday. On Tuesday, they said, never mind. Just kidding. They did not really give a whole lot of information as to why they backed out of the deal. But as the week went on, we found out why. By Wednesday, the company had filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and the CEO and founder had resigned his position. And by Friday, we knew that some serious stuff was happening inside the company. Such as somewhere between $1 and $2 billion worth of assets are missing. Just missing. Where are they? Huh? Now, insiders in the company claimed there is a backdoor in the system that was discovered since Wednesday, when the bankruptcy was filed, that had allowed the now former CEO of the company to transfer assets out of this enterprise and into his other company, a trading platform called something. I don't know. One of the words has an A in it. I'm looking for capital letters, and I'm not finding it. But anyway, he essentially had been transferring customer assets out of the FTX asset vault and into his other company's assets. Some have been returned, but somewhere between 1 and 2 billion have not, and now boop, they're gone. In his defense, he says, no, that didn't happen. There's no proof of that, but no, that didn't happen. It's a labeling error. A labeling error that has $2 billion in assets missing. Got it. This is not at all a Ponzi scheme where you used customer assets from one company to prop up customer assets from another. Got it. As such, the Federal Trade Commission, the Department of Justice, and the Securities and Exchange Commission of the United States are involved, plus the SEC's equivalent in the Bahamas are all involved in investigations surrounding these missing assets. And to make matters worse, I was alerted by a friend who is heavy in the crypto space that people were having money disappear from their bank accounts post-bankruptcy filing through the connection to FTX that they had used, which was done through. I apologize. There is so much that has been going on. Plaid. Plaid was the finance connector of this, and through that Plaid connection, money was disappearing from their bank account. So on top of everything else, there's a security hole. So, what should you do as a user of FTX? Disconnect your connection to Plaid. Now, Plaid has said they have already terminated all connections to the FTX platform, but you should do it as well. Sign into your bank, look at your active connections, terminate that one. That's number one. Number two, we have been recommended from outside sources that you also change your online banking password, because there's a possibility that there's another security hole. So change your password as well. I know none of this is great, but for your own personal protection, do both of those things. And then my personal recommendation is find however you contact your senator, your representatives locally, and make sure that this gets investigated at the absolute highest levels. Because they were a licensed, I think is the right word, a licensed exchange in the US, which means that there's supposed to be oversight here. And yet, here we are. Obviously, going forward, and this is always the way you should do it, the only assets you should have in an exchange are the ones that you were in the process of exchanging. If you're not in the process of exchanging an asset, keep it in an offline wallet. Nothing should be online unless it needs to be. But that's my personal security recommendation. Abram, have you been following any of this chaos?
Yeah, I mean, my 2 cents on this is that crypto, could the fact that crypto is collapsing have anything to do with it, besides the fact that this exchange obviously is, is a messed up business, that it seems like it was probably doing some illegal things.
Right.
I mean, the fact that, I just want to call folks' attention to the fact that we ran a story on Tom's Hardware a couple of weeks ago about GPUs, crypto. There's so many GPUs that people are no longer using for crypto mining that they're selling them in street stalls on the streets of Vietnam.
Oh.
So
well, I missed that one.
So yeah, so this is a market that has quickly collapsed. Granted, mining has collapsed more so than crypto itself, because now you've gone from proof of work to proof of stake with Ethereum, and that was a big reason for the need for the GPUs.
Right.
But anyway, the market has been hurt, so I think that could have something to do with it.
Oh, absolutely. Because a crypto exchange works a lot like Robinhood. Not exactly, but a lot like Robinhood. So you have your account, you put money into it, you buy an asset, and they are like the caretaker of said asset. So, like a bank, or probably Robinhood, they're using that asset for things behind the scenes, right? Banks, you put money into the bank and they use that to lend out to somebody else. That's where interest comes from, right? So, a cascade happens if too many people try to take money out of, assets out of the exchange if they're using it for other purposes. Like Robinhood, they're selling this now from this person to this person using the asset that they already hold, so that they don't have to go out onto the market, right? Just like how Robinhood or most other stock trading platforms work. So if that asset starts to massively decline it can screw that business model up pretty severely and mess up those interactions, I would imagine. So yeah, the crypto winter almost certainly has something to do with this. Yeah, almost certainly. Yeah. I personally, I'd love to have an expert come on maybe next week and go into, because here's the thing, this is just the beginning. We're gonna learn over the next couple of weeks, I guess. We're gonna learn a lot more about.
I'm sure there'll be a Netflix documentary about it.
Yeah, and if not a Netflix documentary, a Hulu one by the end of the week, because
yes,
how they do that is
like
beyond
the Fire Festival, but it's like the Fire Festival but with money.
Yeah, for sure. So this is the beginning of this saga. I've got two people in particular I'd like to try and get to come on to give us more information about kind of what was happening behind the scenes on this, because it's complicated, it's weird, and it's fascinating. Because, you know, the whole idea of the cryptocurrencies is that it's decentralized, but then you centralize around these exchanges. You're not supposed to, because again, don't hold your assets in the exchange.
Yep.
Okay, so thank you, YouTube. David Keeney. Thank you for coming in. So Alameda was the brand I was looking for before. David says they were dealing with a hedge firm called Alameda. So Alameda is a company also owned. That's the other platform. Also owned by the founder of this company. So, I mean, there's so much chaos in here. I'm gonna try and get Adrian or Lauren to come in and give us a bigger breakdown on this, because it will be a ton of fun. Because, I mean, truly, absolute sheer chaos. I've been following Lauren's Facebook feed. Yeah. Thank you, David, because it's in my thing, and I just couldn't find the capital A. I couldn't remember the word. Alameda Research. Research? Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, the brother started Alameda originally. Yeah, honestly, it's all, it's like a Netflix series made real. So this one's gonna go the other direction. Sheer chaos on this one. So yeah, it's gonna be fascinating to follow over the coming weeks, because truly, a disaster. It was already a fire. Fire with an I, not a Y though, Abram. That they just started throwing gasoline onto and went, this will be fine, right? No. So we will find out all kinds of new information. The interconnections between a couple of different organizations. Nope, not going to get into the politics side of it. There's some conspiracy theories around it because of who some of the donors both directions have been. This will make an interesting Netflix documentary someday, and I can't wait to watch it. Hello, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of F5 Live Refreshing Technology. If you did, please subscribe to the channel down below, and of course hit the notification bell, because we know that subscriptions don't mean much on YouTube anymore. If you've got topics that you'd like us to talk about in the future, please comment them down below. And if you'd like to not follow us on YouTube, there's lots of ways that you can follow along with our content by going to plughitslive.com/subscribe. There you'll see all of our shows and all of the ways that you can watch, listen, and follow along.